Guys, sometimes while scrolling through TikTok, we run into entertaining videos, we run into videos that compel us, we run into videos that educate us, and sometimes we fall down a rabbit hole we never even expected to run into. So I was on TikTok yesterday and I ran into a story about a young lady who had committed suicide back in 2020. And it compelled me to want to say something today surrounding suicide and bring a little bit of suicide awareness, because a lot of people really don't know what to look for when someone is contemplating suicide. And a lot of people don't know when someone is contemplating suicide. If you look at Robin Williams, coming into the last days when he committed suicide, you probably couldn't even tell that he was going to commit suicide. You look at people like Don Cornelius. You understand what I'm saying? The guy from Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, and different people like that. A lot of these people were said to have been dealing with depression at the time that they decided to commit suicide. I had a guy in school who had just broken up with his girlfriend, and people talked about how he caught her with another guy and how sad he was because he caught her with another guy. And then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, we heard about him hanging himself. So you never know what can bring on suicidal thoughts, and you never know what can make someone want to commit suicide. I saw a video too some years ago. NBA player Jaylen Brown. If somehow this gets to Jaylen Brown, I'm not bringing your friend up to be cruel or mean or anything like that, but he had a friend that he was playing basketball with. His friend made a YouTube video. Video got a lot of views on YouTube, and in the video he's talking about how the love for the lady in the video that he had went from, a grandiose moment into just a subtracting moment in such a short period of time, and how that really hurt him. And sadly, guys, this gentleman went on to kill himself. The story about the young girl who went live while people was daring her to kill herself, and she hung herself in her backyard. There was another little girl of African descent who years ago who killed herself. People telling her the same thing, that she sat in her bathroom on live, and people telling her she was ugly and she needed to kill herself. A lot of times we don't know what it is, and a lot of times there are things associated with the reason why people decide to kill themselves. So today I just want to share with you 5 reasons, or let me say 5 ways to tell how a person is contemplating suicide. Now, understand, these things are saturated in some type of I don't want to say assuming factors, but they are represented in a way that if you don't really understand behavior, or if you're not really paying attention to behavior, you might not catch these. That's why in the beginning of this it says, unfortunately, there are also signs of suicide that are easy to miss. Even people close to the person feeling suicidal may not realize how deeply hopeless they feel. Here are 5 signs you need to know about that could indicate someone is thinking about suicide. Now, I'm going to read all 5 of these and give you an idea of what they say are 5 unnoticeable signs that someone is thinking about suicide, because we know about the noticeable signs. I mean, clearly the person is saying they want to die, or this world, is mean and they want to leave it. They, talking about, they're not meant to be here, and things of saying, I didn't ask to be here, and different things of that nature we've heard many teenagers say in the past. So those are like the obvious signs, but these signs are signs that are not so obvious. So number 1, any unusual changes in behavior. This is common for someone who is suicidal, but it's easy to overlook because the changes may not seem related to depression or hopelessness. For instance, someone who is usually kind may become angry and aggressive, or someone who has been sad and struggling with depression may suddenly become calm and seamlessly happy and at peace. Other changes may include increased substance abuse or unusual mood swings. Okay, so number 2, changes in sleep patterns. A shift in how someone sleeps is a sign of depression, but also suicidal behaviors. Someone who is feeling suicidal may sleep more than normal, struggling to get out of bed at all. They may sleep less, experiencing insomnia and staying up until all hours, and then struggling the next day from fatigue. Whether it's a symptom of being suicidal or not, these kinds of changes in sleep habits are cause for concern and should be addressed. Number 3, accessing lethal means. This sign can potentially be obvious, such as if a loved one tells you they have brought a gun. However, gathering legal means is also important warning signs that can be hidden. Someone may start stockpiling pills without anyone noticing. They are easy to hide. It's important to be aware of any lethal means someone you are concerned about may have access to. With access, the risk of suicide goes up. Number 4, emotional distance. Someone who is feeling suicidal may become detached from life in general, from other people, and from typical activities. They may seem emotionally distant from people, whether or not they have isolated themselves socially. Acting indifferent in the face of emotional situations may not seem like a suicidal behavior. So it is important to note that this kind of behavior and recognize it as a potential warning sign or a symptom of depression. Along with the same lines, someone feeling suicidal may lose interest in normal activities, work, home, and things they once enjoyed. And finally, number 5, physical pain. Physical pain and discomfort are often overlooked as symptoms of depression and also of suicide. If someone you know complains often of any type of pain like headaches, digestive upset, and just general body pain, be alert to other signs of depression or suicide. If the individual has no easy explanation for the pain, such as a history of migraines or an athletic injury causing achy muscles, you should be exceptionally concerned. Guys, these 5 things comes from Bridges to Recovery, Beverly Hills. The number is 844-387-9788. That's 844-387-9788. If you know anyone who has talked about or thought about suicide, please give them that contact information. Or if you yourself have come to a point where you feel like you're trapped in a box and the only way out is through death, please contact that number now. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
And with life, sometimes. From that situation, and you look at it and you see it for what it is, and you're able to then do something about it. Like you've now broken out of that circle, that cycle. And
are you kind of